Ex got married to guy she doesn't know and won't tell me where she's moving. So I had an interesting situation happen yesterday evening. I was coaching my daughter's flag football practice, and I see her mother roll up and a dude I've never met before get out of the car with her. My daughter asks, "Who's that guy with mama?" And I told her I wasn't sure. When practice was over, they both came up to me and said that they were married. I just said, "Cool, good for you," and went on about my night. Then I find out the interesting stuff. Apparently, she's only known this guy for 2 months, and they got married in Utah earlier this week. It's like her third or fourth husband since we split 5 years ago. No one on her side of the family knew about it, nor did anyone in my family. My daughter hasn't even met this guy. She then went on to claim that she's moving out later this month, but won't tell me where she's going. I'm extremely concerned for my daughter's safety. I left my old attorney a voicemail about the situation. Currently, I have 50-50 with final decision-making authority. I'm starting my plans for full custody as well. I guess what I'm saying is, are these the right next steps? If not, what should I do? TLDR, X is getting married to a person she's only known 2 months and didn't tell anyone, and said she's moving but won't tell me where. Update. Thank you all for your advice. I got a hold of my old lawyer this morning and some advice on where to proceed next. I was told which papers to file next by them. I do appreciate all of the recommendations I was given on here. Update number 2. I filed the papers I needed to file yesterday at the county courthouse. Went and had her served as well. No less than an hour after she was served, she gave me all the information I needed. She pretty much lied about where she was moving to get a rise out of me and the rest of her family. She is moving closer into town, still moving with the guy she married. My daughter still doesn't know who said guy is. Waiting on a background check on said guy, and I haven't seen anything in the registered sex offender list. So X didn't break any boundary rules as far as our papers were concerned. Still nervous for my daughter. We're working on safe words she can tell me and how to recognize uncomfortable situations. I appreciate you all chiming in and asking me for updates. If anything else comes of this, I will keep this thread posted. Update number 3. I've had a few messages asking me about what's happened since, and it's been 9 months. This will probably be the longest update, so be ready. Still have 50-50 with the daughter. However, she has been with me full-time these past 2 weeks because her mom just had kid number 2 and her first one with said guy above. Sounds like mom is doing better, but their child isn't in the best of shape right now due to being born earlier than expected. Won't go into a whole lot of details, but she didn't take care of herself physically while she was pregnant, and somehow that affected birth of her new child. My daughter was worried about her mom and her new sibling, so I did my best to reassure that the nurses and doctors are doing everything they can to make them both better. Currently, she is jobless, and it turns out her husband is jobless at the moment too. I'm not entirely sure how they're paying for the apartment they live in, but that's none of my business. My daughter staying with me full-time has been fun for me. We've bonded a lot this year. Took our first ever father-daughter trip to Disneyland, and it was the best vacation we have ever had. Smiley face. She keeps asking to go back every time we see each other when I get home from work, LOL. She misses her mom, however, and I can't fault her for that. Her mom does treat her well. Mom has tried teaching her over the summer that I go to work just to avoid being a dad, which just drives me insane. Constantly reassure her that I work so we can eat, have a house, clothes, and Disneyland trips, and she seems to have accepted that. She has said to work less like mom to me, but I gotta do what I gotta do to keep our good life up, and I'm currently working towards my dream job, fire engine, so I can work less and have more time off to spend with her. Recently I found out that her stepdad usually just ignores her at their place and never really plays or interacts with her at their place. Allegedly, that has caused dissent between my ex and him, as he claims he should be put first before her daughter. My daughter is never comfortable around that guy, and it bugs me. She hasn't mentioned being touched by him in inappropriate spots, and I don't think he would. It just sucks having to constantly worry about that when she's over there. I'm monitoring situation with mother and her newborn on the daily. Only going to be filing emergency temporary custody if something horrible happens to mom or newborn. As much as I'd love my daughter full-time, I wish no ill will towards her mother or their newborn. Well, that's all I have for now. Let's pray for no update 4. I'm hoping for a smooth transition. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk and internet therapy. Hey everyone, I made a post on here a little over a year ago about my ex marrying a guy she didn't know. I added some updates in the original post, but we're finally on the last update, and it's a good ending for me and my daughter. If you'd like to know the story, please refer to the original post. Anyways, here is the final update. They got divorced, who would have thought? I found out through my ex that she was no longer living with him. I asked what she meant and didn't get much out of her. The next day, her dad calls me and pretty much spilled the beans on everything. Pretty much accused him of being lazy at home, not taking care of her and their new baby. Unfortunately, their baby has to be on oxygen and has a feeding tube attached to it, so it's been a lot of work and stress for them both. He said he's the breadwinner of the family and shouldn't have to do chores after working all day. She then threw that he works a minimum wage job, and that doesn't make him a breadwinner since he makes no money. Apparently, things got physical after that. Luckily, my daughter was at my house at the time this was all allegedly going on. Ever since she left his house 3 weeks ago, she has been living at her dad's, taking care of her newly infant daughter, and he hasn't made an attempt to see his own daughter. He's now claiming he has a brain tumor that caused this outburst and has the paperwork to prove it. She still has no job and just lives off of state benefits. I was asked by her dad and my ex to write a letter about how my ex has improved so much in her behavior over the past year and how she would never be physical in a relationship. I told them both I won't put my reputation on the line for her in this potential DV case. Both of them were shocked that I wouldn't go to bat for my ex and her new daughter in a DV case. I tried getting emergency temp custody for my daughter after I heard about the divorce and the potential DV involved, but it was not granted due to my daughter not being in grave danger. So for now, it's still 50-50. At least she's back at her grandpa's house where I know she is safe and has a roof over her head. My ex has tried to be all super friendly with me since and wants to do holidays and vacations as a family, but I have no desire to do anything with her ever again and told her as such, and she tried berating me for that too. I'm glad this is over with, and this whole situation is a mess. As for me, over the past year, I've lost 100 pounds, and I'm close to getting my dream job. My life has been awesome, and me and my daughter's relationship hasn't been better. I actually did our first father-daughter vacation to Disneyland this year, and it was the best trip ever. Thanks for reading all of this, and thanks to the mods for letting me post the new update. Talio!